He's a little goofy. The reason why I say that is he's sitting up and he's like, I'm going to put a tuxedo on for this conversation. I'm super formal when it comes to things that are important. He is saying, he is showing me California. Again, your reference to LA. He's saying, like, I was a California dude. He's like, sunglasses, surfboards, beaches. Like, I went everywhere with you.
Uh-huh.
And he's saying, we lived the California life. There was also something he's telling me that there was something carefree about that period in your life that doesn't exist anymore. You understand that? That the shit's been hard and he's watched you go through it. It feels like job is number one, like it just dissatisfaction, which we've just discussed, which I'll, caveat, but also that it feels just like he's showing me in all parts of your life, this is the metaphor, it's a picture. The threads of your life are not connecting. Do you understand that metaphor? It's like you feel like it should be like, and I get like wire or actual thread or something, and it should be going like this, and everything should be flowing, but everything's been cut and it's
Yeah.
not working. And so he's saying he's watched this happen and it's made him so sad. And he's telling you, go back to California.
That's not gonna happen.
He,
California is like falling into the ocean one
I
day,
know.
okay? Like, no fucking way, Remington.
He's, but he's saying, okay, fine. But he's also saying, you need to, this feels like the bigger need. He's saying, yes, you want to talk to me, but he wants to give you advice on what's happening. So I'm sensing he's saying, like, you need to mentally put yourself back there.
Yeah.
He's wishing for you. And I don't often get the message first unless it's really needed. And what he's saying is, I'm wishing for her recovery,
Yeah. I
like
just don't know
recovery
like
from that.
how to do that.
Hmm. Okay. All right. He said, let's save some time at the end for you because he's saying actually that's the most important thing is you right now, that like we should save 10 minutes and just you and I talk. That's his ask.
Yeah, my totem pole is always looking out for me.
So he's saying, I'm saying, let's go back to you for a minute and talk about you and your relationship, and then I promise we'll save 10 minutes. And he's saying, okay. He's almost saying, like, you're the more important piece of this pie. And he's saying, he's kind of silly. I'm dead. I'm fine.
I know, bitch. I fucking know, okay? But
He's
I'm
like,
sad
I'm
about it.
fine. He's saying, I'm living the life. And what he's showing me is bright neon colors, bright, like the picture you sent me. He's saying, that's where I'm living. I'm living on a boat with a surfboard and a sunglasses, and I am doing all of the things that made me super fun. It seems like he really loved the water. Do you understand?
Oh my
Like
fucking God, he loves
loved
the
the
water.
water, swimming in the water, being cooled down by the water, drinking the water, rain, no matter where. Like he's showing me sprinklers, he's showing me all different versions of the water, and that was such joy for him.
That dog used to, I wouldn't even say the dog, that soul would literally, he would smell the ocean and we would be like 2 miles away, like not even in the parking lot. And he would be crawling at the window, like, let me the fuck out, and like making the Frenchy
He
noises.
loved it. He loved it. He's saying he's equating himself to being do obviously you know Labradors, but he's saying there's a version of a Labrador that's a water lab. Do you understand that? He's saying, like, that's what I felt like at times, that I was meant to be a dog who, like, worked on the water, but he's like, but I was too much of a play dog, so really just play on the water. My life was meant to play on the water. And he's saying, I dragged you along with me because that made us both more lighthearted. He is saying he allowed you the ability to lighten up, get away, get out of your house. Like he forced you in a way to go do things that you normally would not have done. He's saying that you're naturally like a homebody. He's showing me you in front of a computer. Like this is where you feel like you're most comfortable. But what he's saying is, in fact, I got her out into the world.
I mean, yeah, like,
Allow my spirit to come to you in those moments where you feel like you've hermited yourself inside. And he's saying there is something lighthearted to that. Going outside now feels a bit like a chore. He's referencing weather as well for you now that didn't exist in California. He's referencing weather and he's saying it's harder, but he's saying there's something about getting your body outside where it checks in, it clicks in, something happens where you feel more connected, and he's wishing that for you. So
yeah.
he's showing me water, he's showing me earth, he's showing me trees, he's showing me sunshine, but he's like, it doesn't, the outside weather doesn't matter, it helps you. He's saying,
Mhm.
okay, avoid the days where it's sleeting and cold and rainy, fine, whatever. But like, he's saying that's something that's really important. He's also saying there, I'm asking him, like, what are your favorite memories? And he's saying travel with you is supremely important. You took him everywhere, is the way he was saying. Like he went everywhere with you. He's saying I was the definition of a world traveler and a pocket dog, even though I was too big for both definitions. He's like, give me frequent flyer miles. I went everywhere.
Oh, wait, I actually want to ask you about this story.
Okay.
So well, sometimes we would get upgraded and like on the outbound, but
He's
not on the
showing me that he used to have a seat.
oh, well, he didn't have a seat. He would like his seat would be like at my feet
Okay.
and like on the floor because he was a service dog,
Oh.
and
Mhm.
but I want to ask him about this because it
Okay.
was so funny. We get upgraded on the outbound, but not on the return. So we would be in
Ah.
like first, and then like in the like an economy back, and he would like stop in first if
Okay.
we had to move back, and he would literally give me this look of like, you're back there, not me, ma'am." And I want to know, like, is that like was that vibe actually true? Because he would give me that
I just
look.
heard 100%. And the thing I heard from this one was, yeah, I flew so much I should have been given a first class seat. He is showing me himself in the seat saying I earned those miles.
Yeah, he's a
And
bougie
like
little
there's
bitch.
he's something about also like not only do I deserve the seat, but I deserved the food too. Like he
Mm,
wants to be served in that way and get the whole meal. He's like, I earned it. I worked for that. I did a job that she asked me to, and so therefore I should have been given status.
he is
I mean, you
literally
see,
my child. Okay.
he goes, no, I'm not her child. He says, child implies that you did all of the taking care of me, but I did a lot of taking care of you. He sees you more as companions than a parent-child relationship because he's saying, we were on the same wavelength. We spoke the same language. She spoke to me. I spoke to her. She could intuit. He goes, listen to that story she just told. She could intuit what I needed without much fuss.
Mhm,
Without much fuss. He's also saying you're a creative, you're naturally an intuitive person, and that
mhm,
there was this version of you being able to pull thoughts and beautiful energy from the universe and use it for your job, but also to use it to speak to him.
mhm.
And he's like, you feel like since he's gone, you've lost that. And he's saying, it's still there. It's still there. He's saying, the intuitive nature of a person does not leave when someone dies. It may be muted for a moment, but it does not leave. He is showing me that the way to get it back for you is to increase your vibration. That's the technical way of doing it, right? So you need to pull yourself up a little bit more. So what does that do? He's showing me you dancing in your kitchen, dancing with music on. He's saying, and this, I went through a period of this as well, where I was like, I don't know what's going on, but everything feels really heavy right here. And the things they told me to do was like music, laughter, cooking, friends, all of those kind of mix things together in your house will help to change things. And also, there's something also he's saying about getting rid of stuff that feels heavy. There's a clean out in your future of like, go through your closets. He keeps having me look at your closets and look at the stuff that feels heavy to you because he's saying you have an emotional attachment to some clothes that you don't even know business hanging on to.
Yeah.
He's
Well,
also saying you have some of his stuff. Do you
mhm.
understand that? He's saying, let it go. Let it go.
Bitch, I'm not letting that shit go.
Let it go.
Chill
He
the
goes,
fuck
I don't need
out.
it. You don't need it.
I mean, listen, oh, the day he passed, like I literally had one of my friends sweep through everything. So it's like the things that I have, like you can tell him this, you know, he can hear me. The things that I have, I am not getting rid of. It's like his shirt.
Maybe that's the close.
Yeah. All right.
He's saying, I have been sent here on a mission today to pull you out of the funk you're in. Do you want me to pull you out of the funk you're in, or do you want to pretend that you're not in a funk?
Okay. Too. And I do have one question that is in particular to like my mom and like when she passed, like he used to go to the hospital with me when she was in a coma. And I
Hmm.
want to like understand if he understood that.
Maybe that's what he was referencing because I was like, do you want to talk about end of life? He goes, not mine. And
Yeah.
I couldn't understand what he was saying, but now that makes a lot of sense. Okay, Remington, do you want to talk about? Yeah, so the guidance part, we're getting to that. He goes, we're getting to that. Let's get to the mom part. Um, you would understand that your mom passing feels more settled than Remington passing for you.
What do you mean exactly?
That's what they're telling me.
Oh, like I was like,
You were more settled with your, like the
oh
something
yeah.
about your mom passing feels
Yeah.
more,
It Remington was a lot more traumatic for me than my mom.
yes, that's I think what they're saying. He's saying the following. We could all tell, and he's saying you, your mom, him, and then also your auntie could all tell that she was passing as she was passing. You
Uh-huh.
could all tell that she had one foot here and one foot there. And so
Hmm.
you were all able to kind of sense her going to the other side. And he said, I knew my job was something about keeping your mom warm, like sitting next to her and keeping her warm, that was a struggle for her, that she had trouble body regulating temperature towards the end. He's saying, I knew that, but then also it was to monitor her progression to make sure you had enough time to
Hmm.
say goodbye.
Hmm.
He's saying her passing was slow.
Hmm.
It was slow, and like he's saying, if you imagine walking down a flight of stairs, it wasn't even like every day was one flight of stairs. Like it took a while to walk down one step. And so it was so gradual almost for you that you didn't sense as it was happening in a way. And so he was also there to protect you from realizing it,
Hmm.
but then also to give you the time to process.
Hmm.
He's also saying this wasn't allowed or something. This him visiting her wasn't allowed. You snuck him
That's why he's a
in.
service dog.
And like there's some she broke the rules for me, but she knew she needed me and she thought if she said that her mom needed me that would also help, but really I was there for you.
Hmm.
He's also saying that there's a certain amount of joy in the service he was able to give you that brought him joy to be able to be that person for you.
Hmm. He loved it.
Yeah.
He loved being my person.
And he's saying, in every sense of the word, person.
Hmm.
Like it doesn't, the term dog doesn't really matter to him. It didn't matter to you either. That was not something, it was an otherworldly connection. We'd been connected before. He's telling me he'd been a horse in a past life, way in the back. That there had been different iterations of you as a human and him as an animal, and then also as two of you as animals going way back, that you also have a connection to birds in a way. Do you understand that to yourself? He's showing me you as like a crow or some kind of very intelligent bird, and he's saying we used to play and like into hijinks even back then.
Like I'm here on this plane, but like he's there, and then like we'll have another life together. We'll have another
100%, he just
like
said.
forever, you know?
He's saying maybe not forever because there is an end to your soul's journey together, but he's like, we're not done because what you're going through right now, this is your life's lesson. the hard, sticky goo that you're in the middle of right now. He's saying this is the part that you're supposed to be learning from without me.
Ugh.
He's like, so we've already figured out us. That's not a struggle and has never been for us. He's saying you having to figure it out on your own is the important part.
Yeah.
He's
God.
also he's saying I'm asking about, it's interesting because I'm asking him, and this is what I generally do for pet readings, like memories, end of life, best stuff, anything you want her to, none of it is about the practical. He wants to talk about no beds, no toys, no food, no what happened to him at the end.
Not-
He just
He's
wants
not
to
a
talk
dog.
he just wants to talk about you and your relationship. That's it.
Yeah.
He has no interest in the rest. He is also asking you, please, to embrace the spirituality in your life.
No. It's so hard. Like, I mean, like, this is just like human to
Okay.
human. It's
Yeah.
so hard to like make time for it when you're like, for me, like it, and I also just like, I just feel so disconnected. Like, I am very spiritual. Like, I like candles, I do the things, I have
Hmm.
the shrines and the altars, all those things. It's just like, it's so hard to like, I don't know. I've like lost balance in my life.
Okay. I'm going to ask him what his opinion is. Do you mind if we ask your mom as well?
That bitch is probably on the side waiting to come in, so that's fine.
A little bit.
Yeah, I know. I don't mean it in like a bad way. This is just literally their personalities.
Yeah. There, I would love to hang out with the three of you all the time, to be honest, because your energy is all somewhat similar. You'd understand that. Like there's this like sense of joking, deep sense of caring about each other. And there's also just this background of fun that Remington keeps pointing to. And he's saying you do find it. And he's also saying, she's saying you're having a hard time finding a teacher that gets you.
Yeah.
And your flow comes to you more naturally. It's almost like the way you should envision your own intuitive thoughts. And here this is our last 15 minutes, but Remington's like, I'm done. I got my point across.
Ah,
Did you have any last questions for him? Because otherwise, we're moving on to you.
um, I don't know. I don't have any last questions. I mean, I know he knows this, but I just miss him so much.
He goes, yeah, I miss her too, 100%. He's like, that's why you have to learn how to do this so that you can just talk to me all day. And I'm
That's what I
sitting
want
right
to fucking
here.
do is like talk to him.
Okay, so let's try this here for a second. So your abilities are coming to you like a spring, and I mean that in like the Colorado spring of water sense, like bubbling up from the earth. That's what you have to envision your abilities coming to you as. They're not coming on a wind, they're not coming from the trees, they're not coming grounded from the ground, you're not going swimming in the ocean. For you, what you need to imagine is then that little bubbling brook from your feet up to your head. Like pull that energy from that bubbling brook all the way up through your body up to the tippy top of your head. And that's how you're going to connect. That is how it works for you.
Yeah.
They're also saying the part that you feel like you've been missing this whole time is because that connection with water is not the same where you are now. You understand that?
Yeah.
Missing that. That doesn't mean it doesn't exist because you have those memories to draw upon, and they're saying you can use that to your advantage. So when you're feeling particularly stuck, you have to envision either the bubbling brook that comes up from your feet or putting yourself in that place where you felt so good before. The
Yeah.
envisionment of California, the beach, in the water, in the boat, in the whatever. And um, they're saying this is not the same for everyone because I would never in 100 years put myself in a boat because I kind of hate boats. And but they're saying for you, that is like that's a good like that version of like water is a great thing for you.
Yeah.
They're also saying there's clarity of message in water for you. There's something that comes with the clarity of the message from the beyond, so beyond the veil, your mom in Remington. There's also something about creative clarity that comes from water as well. And I get the sense here's what I'm really good at, and just keep doing that to a bigger degree. All the other stuff, and it feels like all the other stuff, meaning drawing or blah, 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 you can find people who are good at that. You have the mastermind of like this bigger, broader, like I see you as like, it's not just branding, it's like branding, PR, understanding websites, graphic design. You have now the reason why you're at this job is because you're also getting the marketing background as well. You're going to be able to offer people the whole package. And that's more important than this one little slice of the pie that you keep saying you can't do.
Yeah, I think
Yeah. And there's something also in the glee for you. That's the word they're using, the glee of figuring out the next best thing, figuring out something new, something exciting, a next place, a thing to offer, reaching out to someone and being like, I see this thing. I think I can offer you this. What do you think? Spitballing with friends in the industry. Here, I think, and you get glee from
oh
that.
my God, yeah. I just was in New York for the day with like a girlfriend that came in from the UK, and she's an ideas woman, just like I am. And we just, it gives me so much hope. But then like the reality comes back of like, I need business, and I'm doing
Yes.
and I think that's really like, I'm doing everything that I possibly can. And it's not about like the business thing, but it's just like, am I going to be fucking okay? That's really what I need to know?
All I got Remington going, yes. Like that's And then your mom just being like, I'm sprinkling gold dust on you. You're going to be just fine. Take that worry off. You are going to be fine. We are fine. Everybody is fine.